Hello everyone. In my last video, I have discussed about the general OOP concept and also the various approaches in OOP concept. Those are polymorphism, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and others. In this video, I'll discuss about objects, more details into an object, that is the features of an object, compare that with a human being considered as an object, for example. Then we want to discuss class and hence try to explain how class is a blueprint of objects and objects is an instance created from that blueprint. We'll explain how to write a class in Java.
So before moving on to the main topic, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever a new video gets uploaded.
So without wasting any time, let's see what are the features of object. If you remember, in my last video I took an example of an apple where I discussed that an apple being considered as an object has various characteristics. What are those? Characteristics like its shape is spherical, its color is red, and also I have told you that it has few behaviors like it tastes sweet or mostly sweet. But if you look closely, you can easily find out that it has few more features. If we consider apple as an object, we can see it has features like identity. You can say this apple is from Kashmir apple or Shimla apple or Kulu apple. Maybe it depends on the place from where the apple is grown. You can identify that apple. The next thing is the state. You can say that the state of an apple is something, it can be ripe, or it can be a rotten apple, or it can be a half-eaten apple, or a fully eaten apple. It's the states of an apple. You can differentiate on the basis of these states. Thus, you can see that that an object has a 4 key features. These are the features of an object. So, if we look closely to the characteristics, then you can see that the characteristics are basically the properties that characterize the object. Consider a human being type object. So what are the characteristics you have here? The characteristics you have are age, its name, height, weight. These are the characteristics of a human object if you consider human being as an object. The next thing is behavior. Behavior are the functionalities associated with the object. If you again consider a human being as an object, then you can find the following behaviors like speaking, reading, writing, sleeping, and many more. Next comes the identity. The unique way we refer an human being or an object is its identity. For example, say a human being has a name. That particular name is his or her identity. In the same way, you define a state of an object. How you define the state? If you consider the human as an object, you can see that the human being changes its characteristics and behaviors from a particular age to a particular age. Depending on his age, the change in characteristics happens. Like a child of age 2 years obviously differs from a man of age 27 in its height, weight, age, and various other behaviors change from a child to a man. Thus, these are the states of an object. You can see the change of state for an object. Hence, these are the 4 main features of an object. Those are characteristics, behavior, identity, and state. The next thing that comes is a class. In my last video, I have discussed about the definition of a class, which is basically a blueprint that defines similar type of objects. For example, the relation between a class and an object can be defined as a Class broadly represent the characteristics behavior of similar type of objects, whereas an object is the actual instance created from the blueprint. Let's see how. Say we have a class of students. So for a class of students, we can say that it has some behavior and characteristics. Those are name, age, gender, role, and many more. Similarly, if we create an object of this class, then the instance of object specifies these characteristics. That is, a particular person named ABC with a particular age and gender and a role. Similarly, you can consider another object of the class students, which is name XYZ and some age and gender with some role. That's how you can define object to a class. That is, objects are basically the actual instance created from the blueprint of the class. Next, move on to creating a class in Java. Once you have determined the object and the classes involved in the problem domain, you would want to create them in Java. To create or define a class in Java, we need to use the keyword class. So this is a keyword class that we need here. The next thing is that the structure of this keyword class. Firstly, we need an access specifier. Java mainly allows 4 access specifiers to use here. Next, give a space and then write the keyword class, and the next thing again give a space and then define the class name. We are discussing with the class students, so you can give a name as students or you can write something else depending on what the program you are doing. Now let's discuss the access specifiers. For access specifiers, Java provides us 4 access specifiers. The first one is public. A public class can be accessed from everywhere. The only constraint is that a file with Java source code can only contain one public class whose name must also match with the file name. If you are making any class public, you need to note that you can have only one class declared as public access specifier, and its name must also match with the file name. Seems confusing? No problem, I will discuss it later. The next access specifier that we can use is protected. We use protected subclass just to give an access to particular subclasses of this class. For any unrelated classes cannot access this particular class when we use protected as access specifier. The next access specifier is private. The private method can also be accessed within the same class to which the method or field belong. The private method and field are not visible within subclasses and are not inherited by subclasses. So the private access specifier is opposite to the public access specifier. Remember, whatever you are doing with the public is just opposite to the private, and protected is you are restricting to a particular area, particular subclasses. The next thing is default. For default, we give no access specifier. We simply leave this access specifier as blank. Let's see how we actually place it. Say we want to use access specifier public, then write something like public class and then write a class name ABC, or we are using students, so public class students, and remember this braces matters a lot. Whatever comes within this class comes within this braces. The whole class is defined within this braces. Whatever the name for a class student, the name, age, role and genders and all comes within this braces that we defined here. So that's all for this video. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram @LearnOverflow if you wish, where I post important concepts about programming, issue approaches, few memes, and you can learn something, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel for regular similar videos. I'll be continuing this Java series so that you all can understand Java easily the way I understood Java. That's the main reason. Till then, this is Shagnik signing off. Thank you.